My video for July 25th, 2018 is entitled, How Old is Earth? Determining the Truth. Within the past week, I have received articles and/or videos on many subjects. That's not new for me. One of the subjects covered very opposite conclusions as to the age of Earth. For most of my adult life, I concluded that the geological records indicated a very ancient planet that has gone through several ages, going back millions of years. Then I stumbled on a presentation claiming the creation happened much more recently, only a little over 6,000 years to be exact. In fact, a date was provided, 4004 BC. Of course, that is one pushed by many Christians that I learned early in my life. I guess it all depends on how we choose to interpret the evidence. Who do we want to listen to? Who is telling the truth? I can see how easy it is to get bogged down in such diversity of opinion. Arguing does no good in any case where someone's mind is already made up on a given subject. I keep coming back to my perception that the fundamental question is whether or not we are willing to love one another. Frankly, I don't care how old the planet is, nor even how many lives I have lived. I just want to be able to know that my life has not been lived in vain. Yeah, I just finished a video not too long ago, and I've been watching and exploring all day. Throughout the day, I've been exploring all the alternate viewpoints and sometimes very contradictory viewpoints. And over the past week, that has also been the case. I discovered Robert, and not sure how to pronounce his name, S-E-P-E-H-R, Sepper. Very strange spelling of a word. I mean, I've never seen a name like that before. But in any case, he has 4 books out. Gods with Amnesia, which he put out in 2006, and then in 2015 he put out 3 books. Wow, Species with Amnesia, 1666, Redemption Through Sin, and Occult Secrets of Vril. Those are his 4 books. And, he's quite interesting. And that makes me think that the videos that I watched earlier, giving so-called geological proof that the Earth is only, 6,000 or so years old, was pushed early on in my life. That's what many Christians have been taught. They don't believe in reincarnation, and I watched videos today by a researcher that didn't believe and told stories of even Christians and I've seen evidence of that too, of Christians that were raised Christians and had children that gave details of previous lives, and then they were able to verify the child's story when the child didn't give up on it. But there are many examples of reincarnation, and that we repeat the cycle over and over again. And you may ask, Ron, what is this video about? And the truth is, it's about a lot of things, because I've been looking at a lot of things. And we all need to pay attention. Now, I think it's ironic, and this just now came to mind. My most recent video before this one, some guy gets on there, and I assume it's a guy. I don't know, it could be a girl, but made, I don't know how, I didn't count them, 8 or 9 or 10 comments, each real short comments, and none of them made any sense at all, whatever the point was. And then I commented, that I'm going to leave them up there to let people look at them. And of course, they're on YouTube, not Facebook, the comments, that is. And then somebody else made a comment on based on my comment. And again, it's getting into arguments. I don't want to argue. I want us to get to the point where we are willing to listen to each other. That's important. And that's why I've been exploring things that I thought I already knew the answer. It's why I looked at things like this person putting out the supposed geological evidence that the Earth is much more recent in its history than what evolutionists would have us believe. And I'm sorry, I think the evolutionist point of view is much more in line with the reality of the Earth, especially with some of the things that are being discovered. There are people that still try to argue with me over that the Earth is flat, and that's ridiculous. It's hollow. There are civilizations living inside. Admiral Byrd and others have actually gone inside of the Earth, and the people there are bigger than us. And there's a glowing whatever it is in the middle of the Earth, and there's the idea put forth that all planets are hollow and have internal and external beings living both on the surface and within the hollow part, which has a surface, but it's an inside surface. There's a lot of things we don't know. And to determine the truth, we have to first be willing to listen and to recognize that each of us is coming from a place of our own experience and our own perceptions based on things that we've learned in life. And we have to realize that much of what we've been told cannot be true when it contradicts other things that are the opposite. How can it both be true? One of the things that I've looked at recently is about the white race. Now, there are people that say the black race came first. There are others that show that even in northern Japan and other parts of the world, there's Caucasians, and even in north of Portugal, there's blue-eyed people that are obviously not Latinos. And there's places actually in Northwest Africa where there are blue-eyed people that are not Negro, and they're from Africa. They're native Africans for going back centuries. There's lots of things that make you scratch your head if you're a thinking person. And I want to be a thinking person, but I also want to feel that my life has meaning and purpose, and that it's not just to end up confused over a whole bunch of competing ideas as to which one is right. It really doesn't matter if we love. And what I really want to know more than anything else is that my life has been lived with meaning and purpose, and that I'm honored by creation for trying to live in integrity and trying my best to tell the truth as best I know it. And yes, my mind changes because I shift based on what I'm being exposed or allowing myself to be exposed to. And I don't want to go to a place where I'm sitting in judgment and condemning anyone. I want even the darkest souls, if possible, to be redeemed and their lives to be made meaningful. Now, I can't go into long explanations because I try to limit my videos to 10 minutes. And this one is running to the end. So to determine the truth, first ask yourself, am I acting in love or am I acting selfishly? And only you can answer that question for yourself. And hopefully a little bit of soul searching will be in order for you who listen to this. Thank you for listening, and namaste.